Welcome and Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Congregation L'Dor Va-Dor. We're celebrating Shabbat. I am Cantor Carol Garrett, and this is Sandon Chevlin on multi-instruments. And we celebrate a rational approach to Judaism, which has been coined cosmic Judaism by our ascended master, our belated master, Rabbi Barry Silver. He wrote a book which will be coming out sometime soon, we hope, which will explain more of what we mean by cosmic Judaism. But basically, the idea is that the Torah is true, but not. And even though we believe all the stories, we don't actually believe them exactly as they are written. And we understand that a lot of them are parables to sort of understand and to give us morals and values and ideals, which we do believe in and follow. We are going to be celebrating Allison Beaumont's conversion. It's actually happening tomorrow, but we're going to be celebrating today and the new month of Nisan, a new person joining our faith. And so the Oneg is being sponsored by Sandon's parents, Anna Pushkin Chevlin and Robert Chevlin, in honor of Allison's conversion to Judaism. We're so happy to have you. We're going to start with We Are Together. So if you can join. There we go. We are together, it's so nice to be together, 'cause when we are together, it's so good. We are together, it's so nice to be together, 'cause when we are together, it's so good. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. We are together, it's so nice to be together, 'cause when we are together, it's so good. Beautiful. I love hearing all of you sing along. I'm really just here to lead you, so it's not entertainment, it's service. I love hearing you sing and singing with me. Please continue to do so. We are now going to have the honorees that are going to light the candles. Anna Pushkin Chevlin and Robert Chevlin are coming up to do the candles blessing. Turn on the microphone when you go up. There's a button in the middle. So pick up the microphone, turn it on.
Hello.
There you go.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Hold it up to your mouth because you've got to be close.
Okay.
Come, let us welcome the Sabbath. May its radiance warm our hearts as we kindle these candles. Light is the symbol of the holiness within each of us. Light is the symbol of the Torah's teachings. Light is the symbol of Israel's mission, as it is written, I have made you a covenant people to serve as a light to the nations. Therefore, in the spirit of our ancient traditions that hallows and unites Israel in all lands and all ages, we kindle these lights of the Sabbath.
We are so grateful that you are here and that you loan us your son every Friday night.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Is there anything that you would like to say?
Well, first I want to thank all of you for welcoming Sandon and Allison to your fold. It's all about community, And we are really, really proud of both of them and honored that Allison is taking this step. It takes a bit of gumption and chutzpah these days to name yourself Jewish, but it suits her with her intellectual curiosity and her strong determination about social justice and equity. She is one of us in spirit all the time, and now she'll be part of our greater family. We look forward to welcoming her to the family when they get married later this year.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. We agree. I'd like to call up as honoree for the Kiddush, Rochelle Stern. You have to pick up the microphone and turn it on. Microphone, and you got to turn it back on again. Thank you.
Shabbat teaches us that all life is sacred. With wine, the symbol of joy, we express gratitude for all the blessings of the past week, for life and strength, for home and love of friendship, for the lessons we learn from our trials and temptations, and for the happiness that have come to us out of our labors. We therefore raise this cup of wine and recite the blessing of the Kiddush. Let me please. Baruch atah
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. And it's fitting that you taste the sweetness of the wine because you are such a sweet person. One of the sweetest people I know.
I would like to say,
It's on.
on Shabbat, my mother always taught me to be grateful.
I think you turned it off. You turned it off. There you go.
Hello?
Now you got it.
Okay. My mom always taught me to be grateful for all the wonderful things that happen. And even if they're not so wonderful, to be blessed. And we're all here together in spite of changes. So I'd like to say the blessing. I'd like to, and if you know Shechayanu,
Sure.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shechayanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh, which means that we reach the time to be together and share it. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you. Okay, we're going to do another new song. Well, maybe not new. I think you've heard this one. Welcome the new moon. I rejoice in a new week. Giving meaning to our days is what the Jews do seek. Seeking holiness is what I do. In other words, I'm a Jew. Finding ways to help, let me be the source of light. I'll always get involved and strive to do what's right. I fight for what's true, yes I do. In other words, I'm a Jew. Love and I will sing forevermore. Justice, peace, and love is what we pass down L'Dor Va-Dor. My hands and heart reach out to you. In other words, I'm a Jew. So who can tell me what that's from? What song? Yes, and you know, Sharon and I were going, wait, we know this song. Wait, what is this song? What's the name of the actual title? And then we both went, oh. Thank you. So now we're coming into the invitation for prayer. And I want to see, where is that? Oh, it just went ahead. Please join me in this next song. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. And the blessings give us strength and makes the vision clear. And the blessing give us peace and the courage to dare. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Olam Vaed. Amen. Please join in responsive reading. Where you see the bold letters, please read boldly. For the laughter of children, for our own life breath, for the roof over our heads, the clothes on our backs, for our health and our wealth of blessings, for this opportunity to celebrate with family and friends, for the freedom to pray these words without fear in any language, in any faith, in this great country whose landscape is as vast and beautiful as her inhabitants. Thank you for allowing us to be here together now to welcome and celebrate Shabbat, adapted by Rabbi Noam Levy. You were right on track with what you did, the Shehecheyanu. Thank you. So we're going to do the call to prayer, the Baruch Hu, and if you'd like to rise, feel free in body, mind, or spirit. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Vaed. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. please stay standing for the Shema with Rabbi's words that he wrote in English. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. The cosmos reflects our creative power, and this power is one. When we perceive this unity in our Sheshama, a new day has begun. When we perceive this unity in our Neshama, a new day has begun. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vahed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vahed. When our lives reflect the glory of creation, the reign of peace is at hand. For the keys to this kingdom lie within us, once we understand. For the keys to this kingdom lie within us, once we understand. Thank you. You may be seated. And please join in the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadevarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'aderech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha Uktavtam al mezuzot betecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotam v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim le'yot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. This next song, thank you very much, by the way, that was beautiful. We all should love the God within us, the God outside of us, the earth, the planet, and that means doing right by the planet, doing right by the earth, and doing right by each other. And so hopefully we will continue to do that in our lives, and hopefully we'll see the world begin to do that as well. I think we start with us, and hopefully it spreads outward into the rest of the world. Thinking about, are we kind to our brothers and sisters and our family? You know, are we kind to strangers when we're walking down the street? If you see somebody in a bad mood, does it change your mood, or do you try to help them be in a better mood? And so I think we really have to start with us in order to have a better world. Anyway, so we're moving on to the Vashamru. This is kind of a jazzy version of Vashamru written by Craig Taubman. I met him at Havana Shira, and he's a rabbi in California, and he's just an amazing person. He actually has kind of moved away from doing what he was doing at the temple because he's so involved in like feeding the homeless and taking care of people that he really is doing more of that now rather than just being in the temple. But he's written a slew of music. So, and this is his Baruch Hu, which is why I mentioned it, yes. V'shamaru v'nei Yisrael el ha-Shabbat la'asod ha-Shabbat v'doratam beri olam v'shamaru v'nei Yisrael el ha-Shabbat לעשות השבת לדורותם, ברי עולם, בני ובין בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות השבת לדורותם, ברי עולם. כי ששת ימין עשה אדוני את השמיים והארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות השבת לדורותם, ברי עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות השבת לדורותם, ברי עולם. Thank you for joining. That was fun. Perhaps you could see there was an echo in it. Perhaps eventually we'll clap along. Do that another time and we can learn to clap along. Sharon. Please join me in the responsive reading. There is one who sings the song of his own life, finding everything within himself. There is one who leaves the circle of herself and sings the songs of her people. There is one whose voice rings with the song of humanity, hoping for the highest perfection. I'm guessing that's where Rabbi Barry is now. Please join me in the Avot V'Imahot. This was shared by our ancestors for many, many years. We added the V'Imahot as the reflection of women being important also in the Jewish religion. And I did a gig this past week for Hadassah, and Hadassah really celebrates women and women's roles in Judaism. And I really think that people need to understand that more, and women really need to, we are much more involved. We're in the home, we're with our kids, we're out working, we're a lot more involved than people think we are, and I think that's really important. So, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'etzrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Michayeh hakol rav lehoshia, Michacher chaim b'chesed, Michayeh hakol v'rakabim rabim, Somech noflim v'rochek olim, Umatir asurim, Umechayeh emunato lishenei afar, Michamocha b'al givurot, Umido melach, Melech memid ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Amen. Please be seated. Thank you. This next song, Let There Be Love, was written by Noah Aronson. Wonderful person, great teacher. If you ever have an opportunity to hear him, I think he's actually tonight in West Palm Beach. He's playing at Temple Bethel in West Palm. And I thought, I can't be in two places at once. He started there at 5:30. So anyway, we're going to do this song, Let There Be Love. And a lot of you know it, so please join. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Again, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkifenu Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkifenu Leshalom. Vehamidenu Shomrenu Lechaim. Ufrosalenu Sukat Shlomecha. Hashkifenu Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkifenu Leshalom. Hashkifenu Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkifenu Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Sight reading, he did a great job, right? Sandon, wonderful. It's so nice to have you here every week. Sandon and Ruth and all of you. I'm so grateful. We're going to now move into silent meditation, a time for us to look within and to hear that voice within us. I hear some sort of music. I did forget to ask you to please turn off your cell phone, so if it's something that you forgot to do, you want to grab it now before the silent meditation, that might be a good time to do it. Thank you. Taking a few deep cleansing breaths.
We'd like to acknowledge those on our sick list that are in need of healing, a refuah shalema, a complete recovery to good health. Bert Aronoff, Diane Bush, Lori Chazen, Rita Elias, Michelle Eric, Wendy Frank, Laura Gallagher, Margie Goldman Spadurna, Nadine Herbst, Peter Hess, Elizabeth Coburn, Emma Coburn, Linda Kupperman, Penny Martin, Melissa Swanson Musel, Dr. Sudhir Nair, Alfred Paritsky, Laura Perlman Devens, Vivian Pronin, Gilbert Purish, Bernie Rosen, Laurie Santa Cruz, Miriam Sivak, Jacob Viner, Naomi Volin, Mark Weekly, all the people in Israel and Gaza, and all the people in Ukraine who are suffering, and all people throughout the world who are suffering.
Donna Field and Carol Rauco. And are there any names out here? Yes. Thank you. 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 Anybody else? Thank you. And to all the families that are suffering from those people that are still being held hostage. Please join me in the Misha Berach. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishebera imotinu mekur habracha le'amotinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Thank you. We are now moving into the introduction to our Torah service, Leviticus Tazria. So please join in a responsive reading. Our light is Torah, mitzvot, our lamp. Dark and twisting is the road to peace. Wonderful. We're now going to call up Allison. Yay, Allison. Allison Bronwyn Beaumont. Come on and join us. And Allison has been practicing and rehearsing the Shema, and we are just so incredibly grateful to have both of you. You belonged, you already were a Jew in heart, in spirit. You're an educator, you're a beautiful soul, you're giving, loving, and you're always there to support Sandon no matter what, and no matter what he does, and kindly and gently, and I don't see any sort of negativity at all. I think you're just loving and beautiful. And so I'm just so glad to have you here and have you be part of us. So let's recite the Shema.
Okay, ready?
Ready?
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Yay! Yay! Let's say the Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu l'zeman hazeh. Amen. We say the Shehechianu whenever somebody does something for the very first time. And so the very first time she's ever publicly said the Shema, tomorrow she'll be saying it again when she dips in water and when she's converted. But we are amazingly happy to have you here. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Thank you for inviting us and making me feel welcome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Sandon, is there anything you'd like to say? Into the microphone, though.
Giving me a microphone is a dangerous, and asking me to say things is a dangerous thing.
We love it.
The last time I did this, I went on for a while. I could do that tonight,
Okay, should we get
But
one of those
no.
folks to pull you up?
but I guess now is not the moment for that. Except I'm so happy that I found Allison and that Allison has given up, is willing to convert for, as part of us getting married, and that she, before even converting, came to synagogue every week and learned about it and didn't just say, I'm going to convert and I'm just going to do it for you. She actually took the time and read all the books and learned about Judaism and practiced her Shema as we drove to rehearsals, and that she has come every week to support me and to learn more about Judaism and to help me haul all my stuff out of my car, which is very appreciated, because I've decided to take bigger and bigger instruments each time. And just everything that she has done to learn about Judaism and to become Jewish and to embrace our culture and our spirituality and our religion. And I'm so thankful that for her, for every single thing all the time. And this is one of those things.
Thank you so much. You want to turn off?
And I can go on for 7 or 8 more minutes.
We'll get the hook, though, pretty soon. Thank you. That was lovely. They are an amazingly beautiful couple. We're going to move on to the Oseh Shalom. This is one that you can go and sit down, and you're going to come back. Thank you so much. We're so excited to have you. Well, you've been here all along. I think in your heart you've always been a Jew anyway. Yeah. We had a lesson or a conversation and with lots of questions, and she's definitely ready to be here. I think she was looking at me because I kept asking, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? She's like, why do you keep asking me that? You didn't say it, but I know that you were thinking, why do you keep asking? Because it's a big deal to change religions, and I wanted to make sure that you were sure. It used to be in the olden times when somebody wanted to become Jewish, they had to go to the rabbi 3 separate times and ask before they were ever even spoken to as being considered to convert. So it was sort of my take on that with you. Are you sure? I made sure at least 3 times to ask her. So please join in the Oseh Shalom. If you know it, otherwise, I guess you may not. Oseh Shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'romav, hu naseh shalom aleinu. I reach out to you, Holy One, as my heart longs for peace. Guide my words and my deeds. Bring me closer to your love. Oseh Shalom b'romav, hu na'aseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Make peace for all Israel. I reach out to you, Holy One, as my heart longs for peace. Guide my words and my deeds. Bring me closer to your love. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu na'aseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Make peace for all Israel. Thank you. We are going to call up to carry the Torah for the Hakafah, Sandon and Allison. And we are going to call up Ruth, if she would like to come and join on the piano, starting with Hava Nagila. In A? Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila Be'ezmecha. Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila Be'ezmecha. Hava Nenena, Hava Nenena, Hava Nenena Be'ezmecha. Hava Bless Nagila Hava, Nagila Hava, Nagila Be'ezmecha. Hava, Nagila Hava, Nagila Hava, Nagila Be'ezmecha. Hava Nenena, Hava Nenena, Hava Nenena Be'ezmecha. Hava Nenena, Hava Nenena, Hava Nenena Be'ezmecha. Uru achim, urakim l'sameach, urakim l'sameach, urakim l'sameach, urakim l'sameach, urakim l'sameach. Wonderful. Thank you, Ruth. Another hand for Ruth Nodiff, our resident concert pianist. We are so blessed to have her. Oh, the blessing before the Torah. Please join. Baruch hu et Adonai hamivorach. Baruch Adonai hamivorach leolam vahed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Take it away, Rabbi Barry.
We're reading now a passage called Tazliah. Very interesting passage, as you will soon find out. Vayidaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. God said to Moses as follows, Daber el bnei Yisrael lemor. Speak to the children of Israel as follows. Isha ki tazriya v'yalda zachar v'tama'a shivat yamim. When a woman gives birth to a male child, she shall be impure for 7 days. Himei nidot dota hitoma. She will be in an impure state as she is during other times, for instance, during her menstrual cycle. Ubayom hashmini yamol basar aholoto. On the 8th day, you shall circumcise the flesh of her son. Ushloshim yom ushlosha yamim eshev b'dimei tahara b'chol kodesh lo tik'ah. But for 33 days, she shall be in the process of purification. During that time, she's not allowed to touch any holy objects. Ve'el hamikdash lo tavo. She can't come into the sanctuary either. Ad malo yamei taharan. Until the days of her purification are complete. But in the keva teled the tama'ah shvaya. But if she gives birth to a female child, now she's impure, not for 1 week, but for 2 weeks. And she shall go through a purification process that's going to last 66 days. Keves ben shnato la'ola uben yonah otol lachatat. And to add insult to injury, not only are we going to insult and denigrate women, we're also going to slay a sheep. She has to bring a sheep to be sacrificed in order to remove the impurity. El petach ohel. To the moed, to the tent of meeting. Now the blessing after the Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chaye olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah. Amen. We're going to continue with Rabbi Barry.
Thank you so much. Okay. Well, my friends, now you know why at Congregation L'Dor Va-Dor we don't take a literal view of the Torah. This is reason 3,412, okay? Because we no longer believe that women are impure when they give birth. Quite to the contrary, we consider women to be blessed and sacred and holy because they actually bring life into the world, nor do we believe that they are doubly impure if they give birth to a female. It's kind of amusing until we realize that there's still people who take this stuff seriously and consider women to be impure, and also who came up with the concept in Adam and Eve that women introduced evil to the world by being very seductive and convincing Adam to take a bite of this forbidden fruit, and therefore evil entered the world. Rather, no, we have a different type of view. But I am reminded from reading this passage of one of my favorite comedians, Rodney Dangerfield. I'm sure you all know Rodney pretty well. He said, "When I was born, I was so ugly that the doctor slapped my mother." And he had another line also that he used. He said, when he was born, his mother wouldn't breastfeed him because he was so ugly. She said she only liked him as a friend. My friends, this passage and the humor of Rodney Dangerfield, which is also eternal, reminds me of, it's kind of like a slap in the face to the mother. After women go through childbirth and bring about this miracle, that our ancestors would say, well, thanks for giving birth to us, now you're impure. But we do understand a little bit about why that was done. We do notice something in history that's a very sad fact, that many, many, many women died during childbirth because it was something that was very dangerous in those days. And even today, it still puts great stress upon the woman's body. And it also sometimes results in physical harm or in death. It's still pretty dangerous, even in the United States, but in other countries especially. And so we don't believe in slapping women in the face by saying that you're now impure. Our governor, on the other hand, that's a different story. All right, he is still slapping women in the face by saying, yeah, we know that you should be thanked for giving birth, but we're going to now force you into childbirth, whether you want to or not, after the 15th day, even if you don't even know you're pregnant. Too bad. And by the way, we're also going to have a 24-hour waiting period, so that after you visit a doctor who tells you you're pregnant, you now are required to come back again 24 hours later in order to have the abortion, just to make it a little more difficult for you, because we've already chased out most abortion doctors in the state of Florida and scared them off with our vigilantes and terrorist tactics. We're now going to make you drive 5 hours, 6 hours to visit a doctor, and then have to do the same thing again, just to make sure you're discouraged. Where does this notion come from? Where do these people get off telling women who we should be thanking for giving birth, especially men? Especially men, what chutzpah to be telling women how and when they have to give birth. Where do they get this from? Well, my friends, I hate to tell you, but religion is not blameless. But I am happy to say that although there are many things in the Torah that are archaic, this Torah is not to blame for the religious fanatics who are trying to tell women what to do. It's not in the Torah. It's not in Christian scripture either, although they will tell you it is. They will tell you, oh, we're very religious. We're very pro-life. We believe in the Bible. We believe in the Torah. Well, I would suggest that for all of those fanatics, especially the Christian fundamentalists in this country who think they have the right to tell women what to do, before you tell us what's in the Torah, learn Hebrew, all right? If you think this is God's word, learn Hebrew, read it in the original, and don't tell Jewish people what it means. We know what the sanctity of life is all about. We've had our life threatened. We've fought and struggled for life. We don't need you telling us what it means to choose life. We don't need you distorting our Torah and then trying to force it back on us with legislation. We don't need it. They say imitation is the highest form of flattery. And we Jews are very flattered. Christians adopt our Bible and add a little bit to it. Muslims take our Bible and they add a little bit to it. And for all the Christians out there who take the words of the Torah, as repeated sometimes by Jesus, love your neighbor as yourself, and consider life to be sacred, and want to make this world a better place, we are with you 100%. We join with you, we thank you, we make common cause with you, and we work with the Christian community who are using the Torah to do good things. But when you take the Torah and you misrepresent it, and then you try to force it back on the people who wrote it without even being able to read it in the original, that is not the highest form of flattery. That is the highest form of chutzpah. And Jewish law says that a woman is not allowed to sacrifice her life in order to give birth if her life is threatened, if a pregnancy is the result of rape or incest or other things that are caused her mental distress, then she is required to have an abortion. And any law that goes into effect which would prohibit a woman from being able to exercise her right to choose would cause her to violate Jewish law. It's a violation of our legal system and our code if women are not able to access abortion. Not only that, it's a violation of all their other religions other than those who try to enforce this law on others. So this is something that is an affront, and it's a violation. It's an insult to women. It's an insult to Jews. It's an insult to people who are not of the same religion as those who are trying to force their views on others. By the way, let me just explain why I say it's not in the Torah. Most people don't know this, but the Torah believes that human life begins at birth. The thought that it begins at conception is a misconception, according to the Torah. You know, there's the joke about the ministers who are discussing when life begins. The priest says at conception, the minister says at the beginning of the third trimester, and the rabbi says life begins when the last kid goes off to college. All right, now sometimes they say, and the dog dies. I don't say that because I like dogs. All right, so I'm not going to add that part. But when does life begin? It's a question that people have grappled with for a while. But according to the Torah, human life is equivalent with breathing. How do we know that? It says in Genesis, God breathed life into Adam and he lived. It says in Ezekiel, God breathed life into the dry bones and they lived. And there's plenty of things in Jewish law indicating life begins at birth. There's another passage in Exodus. If you dust off your Bible, you can read it, Exodus 21:22. It says if two men are fighting and a woman's injured, then the person responsible pays with a fine. But if she dies, you pay with your life, nefesh tachat nefesh, a life for a life. But if she's pregnant and miscarries, then he has to pay a fine. It just said a life for a life. And then it says, but if you lose a fetus, it's a fine, indicating that the fetus was not considered a life. I am concerned about the fetus. I'm concerned about the billions of people in the world who are saying, feed us, feed us. We don't have enough food on this planet. We don't have enough resources. And instead of trying to feed the hungry people, there's some crazy people out there who are trying to force women to bring life into the world when they're not ready, they don't want to. And in an overcrowded world, that is not a good thing to do. That is why most Jewish organizations are solidly, strongly pro-choice and are on the fighting line. They're on the cutting edge fighting for reproductive freedom. That's why we stand and salute them. We salute women. We cherish women. We thank women. We honor women for bringing life into this world and for nurturing life throughout the months of pregnancy and thereafter. And we honor them by allowing them the right to choose. We also consider all life sacred in Judaism. When we were born, it was an incredible miracle. The odds against us being here are more than trillions to one. If you take all the combinations of DNA and genes that could have been produced just from our own parents, just take your two parents and figure out what are the odds that we would be the result of a combination of their DNA resulting in us. It's over trillions to one. And that's leaving aside that they had to meet, their parents had to meet, other ancestors, and that life had to emerge. So the chances of us being here are infinitesimally small. And so I leave you with this. Each one of us has won the lottery. We've won the lottery of life. The chances of us being here are so small. Here we are. We're not just here. We're in the United States of America. We're in a land of freedom. Most of us have enough to eat. We have our health. We have friends. We have family. Let us cherish life. And let us strive for the goal that Planned Parenthood does. Planned Parenthood has avoided more abortions than any other organization on earth, because their goal is that all children should be wanted children. Let us make all children feel wanted. Let us give thanks for our life, and let us treat all life, not just human life, all life, as sacred. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. We do, yeah. I was thinking when I was younger, I had a lot of Catholic friends. They told me when they first got their cycle, that their parents would slap them in the face. As the original sin, right? You are responsible for the original sin, and they would be slapped in the face. And I thought, what a horrible thing. You know, you now are able to give life and you're slapped in the face for it. Just amazing. And I also had a lot of friends that were Catholic that told me they were recovering Catholics because of that, as well as many things that happened in Catholicism. Beautiful religion, really, but there's a lot of problems in that religion as well. So anyway, we're going to go on with California Dreaming, Klal Yisrael, another thing by Rabbi Barry, his words. The Jews all gather round on the Shabbat day, on the Sabbath day. We hear a joyous sound, as we begin to pray, We sing about compassion, with the Amole, California dreaming, California dreaming, on glorious day. Stopped into a shul, seek the righteous way, but I don't get down on my knees, when it's time to pray, I seek my inner voice, not a God to obey, Oh, Klal Yisrael dreaming, on such a Sabbath day. Klal Yisrael dreaming, on a glorious new day. The Jews all gather round, on the Sabbath day. We say godliness within us, the Messiah won't delay. Once God is understood, we'll be transformed right away. Klal Yisrael dreaming on a glorious new day. Klal Yisrael dreaming on a glorious new day. We feel peace and love when we take time to pray. Klal Yisrael dreaming, Klal Yisrael dreaming, Klal Yisrael dreaming, on a glorious new day. Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi Barry. His words. That was a new one. I don't think you've heard that one before. We're going to now move into the Aleinu. So if you'd like to rise for the Aleinu, in body, mind, or spirit. Aleinu lishabeach ladon hakol latei gedula liyotzeh bereshit shelo samanu kyoye aratzot velo samanu k'mishpechot hadama shelo sam kilkenu kahem vegor aleinu kecho hamonam ve'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. Amen. before we move into the Kaddish, I just wanted to say about Catholicism. It's a beautiful religion. I actually was in a Catholic gospel choir for several years when I was in high school, and again when I was in college. And it really is. It's just, there were some things allowed to happen in that religion that a lot of people had to deal with as part of that religion, and the thing with the priests and, and it was just really horrible. And there are many people that just didn't know how to tolerate or how to handle that situation. So I'm not putting down Catholicism. I think it's a beautiful religion. There's so much to it, but I am putting down what they did and how they handled many of the situations. Hiding the truth, yeah. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Cantor Carol, and thank you, Sandon and Ruth. And now, while you're still standing, we're going to read some of the names of the recently passed. We honor them with much love. Linda Berger, Lois Brennan, Doreen Burstein, Joan Gilbert, Caroline Goldberg, Fernando Gomez, Edward Haas, Carol Kahn, Estelle Cummins, Leona Redak, Lorraine Rose, and our dearly beloved Rabbi Barry Silver, who have all recently passed. We also remember at this time of the month of April, the yard sites: Richard Allen, Ray Berenson, Grace Bergman, Arthur Coleman, Jerome Dater, Albert Davis, Ethel Golub, Irving Golub, Charles Hyman, Louis Jandorf, Morris Kahn, Marcia Gitterman Kaiserman, Dr. George Kurz, Carol Kramer, Dorothy Kushner, Albert Lustig, John G. O'Brien, Dr. Max Pensek, Bertha Pilch, Benjamin Rosenthal, Marion Schatzer, Elaine Silver, mother of Rabbi Barry, Hattie Willens, and Helen Zayden. May all of them, may their names all be for a blessing.
Michael Linder and Hilda Gauman, recently deceased, and I forgot to say Priscilla Lowenthal for.
Are there any other
Mishabera.
names that you would like to remember? Anyone
you.
else? Thank you very much. Now we're going to say the Kaddish together in Ashkenazi. Yiskadal v'yiskadash shemei Rabbah,
Amen.
v'alma divrak yirsei v'yamlich malchusei, b'chayechon uv'mechon uv'chayed kol beis Yisrael, b'galav uzman kari v'yimru amen. Yehesh mei Rabbah mevarach li'olam olamei olamaya, yisparach v'yistabach v'yisfarar v'yisramam v'yisnasei, v'yisadar v'yiselov v'yithalel shemei kol Chodesho v'richu le'elo min kol birchasa v'shirasa tushbachasa v'nechamasa da'amirom v'yalma v'yibaru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim oleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom oleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimaru amen. May their memories be for blessings. Amen. And now we're going to do the announcements. Please be seated. Thank you so much for joining us tonight with L'Dor Va-Dor, with Cantor Carol Garrett, with Sandon Chevlin, with the Chevlin family, and with Allison Beaumont. Congratulations on becoming part of our tribe. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ruth Nodiff. On Tuesday, April 16th at 7 p.m., this Tuesday on Zoom at 7 p.m., we'll have our Touch of Torah talking about next week's Shabbat Parsha in the Torah. And next Friday, we'll be here for Shabbat celebration here in Delray. And next Sunday, April 21st at 1 p.m., we have our Passover Seder with L'Dor Va-Dor. Tonight is the last call, so if you haven't joined us for that, please get your money in tonight, and please, there's flyers in the back, and please, we'd love to have you. We have room for you at our Seder table. So, but tonight is the last night that I can take reservations. Please look for us on social media, on our website, our Facebook page, Instagram, and YouTube. And stay pleased for our oneg to celebrate our newest member of our tribe, Allison Beaumont, and the Chevlin family. Thank you again for sponsoring the oneg. We have cake. We have a lot of exciting things. Yes? Absolutely. Next Saturday, April 20th, there's the NOW organization, which is the National Organization for Women, at 1 p.m. at the South County Civic Center. We'll be honoring Rabbi Barry. It is free. It will be outside at the pavilion, outside of the South County Civic Center, and you're all invited. You can let your friends know. It's from 1 to 3 in the afternoon, and we should all be there for Rabbi Barry. So thank you all. And again, thank you to everybody.
Thank you, Sharon, for all you do, and also for Madison Fredrickson. Thank you for all you do, and Jim, who's always here, and Eduardo, always lugging everything. So if you come to the Passover Seder, you're going to hear this, maybe a little bit more of it than we're going to do tonight, but are you going to the Passover Seder? Parsley, egg, horseradish, and wine. To celebrate freedom, nothing is greater. As we seek a glimpse of the divine, tell her to bake some unleavened bread. You'll get to hear more of it if you come to the Seder. I hope you attend. And next Friday night, Sharon said she's going to include it next Friday as well. So I guess you'll get to hear it there. So now we're up to the final benediction. And you know, Sharon and I were first thinking that it was Rosh Chodesh. Well, Rosh Chodesh was actually Monday and Tuesday. So I was looking things up and writing about Rosh Chodesh, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to share what I wrote anyway. Rosh Chodesh was this past week. Have you heard about the restaurant on the moon? Great food, but no atmosphere. So more than just marking the beginning of a new month, Rosh Chodesh carries unique spiritual significance in Jewish life. It's a cosmic occurrence, one in which the world joins in to witness. We had a solar eclipse on Monday. Did anybody watch it? Yeah. Visible in the United States. There was a visible eclipse 7 years ago, and one is expected again in 2044. Rosh Chodesh means head of the month, as the start of a new lunar month, and symbolizes new beginnings. Rosh Chodesh carries unique spiritual significance in Jewish life. Although considered a minor holiday, it offers a moment for introspection, contemplation, and personal renewal for many Jews. Jewish months are based on the lunar cycle, and so are the dates for Jewish holidays. However, to ensure these holidays remain in their agriculturally significant seasons, they are also assigned with a solar year. The lunar year lasts approximately 354 days, where the solar year is 365 days, roughly a difference of about 11 days. To reconcile this discrepancy, the Hebrew calendar introduces adjustments, such as adding an extra month called Adar 2 during certain leap years. So we are now in a leap year, and we're also now in Adar 2. Some celebrate Rosh Chodesh by eating a family meal together and wearing festive clothes. It is a mitzvah to feast in honor of Rosh Chodesh. Some suggest that this tradition recalls the celebration held in honor of witnesses who journeyed to Jerusalem to attest to the sighting of the new moon. It is thought that when witnesses observed that sun was blotted out on the day that Jesus was crucified, that was actually an eclipse. Many astrological or environmental occurrences have been slated as miracles or God's vengeance on the people. We know that there was very little understanding of science at that time, and therefore people sought to find meaning through assigning both good and bad weather and cosmic happenings to God. Now we know better. So on this Rosh Chodesh week, which was Monday night and Tuesday, we welcome a new member of our Jewish tribe. We will be welcoming Allison Beaumont officially tomorrow. May we come to witness Allison's entry and joyfully receive her, and may her name be for a blessing to the Jewish people. We're going to continue with Hevenu Shalom Aleichem. So please join me. Do you want to join it? In A minor? Mercury is in retrograde. Alan, thank you for that tidbit. Hevenu Shalom Aleichem. Hevenu Shalom Aleichem. Hevenu Shalom Aleichem. Hevenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Hevenu Shalom Aleichem. Hevenu Shalom Aleichem. Hevenu Shalom Aleichem. Hevenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Ooh, thank you. Do you want to join in the motzi? Usually Donna comes running up here, but she's not